I mean, I think there's been a couple games where, I haven't thrown at my best, and um, again, you wish it was perfect every time you went out, and when you've had success as an offense before, especially in the passing game, and it's not going your way, you're just trying to find all the answers. But at the end of the day, we're just trying to find ways to execute and win football games, and we've been doing that as of late. We're running the ball more than we've really ever have. So again, it's a push and pull situation where, again, you can be really good at it and it can help you out, or you can continue to find ways to win football games. But that's the main thing, is winning football games.
If, 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 if Steph is a point of emphasis, Joe Brady said, why the numbers? Is it not a reflection of the numbers right now?
Yeah, I mean, I think sometimes the flow of the game dictates that. Defenses, whether it's doubling him or throwing a safety over him, or being the first reading progressions and just getting off of it maybe too quickly. There's a lot of stuff that goes into it. But again, we're looking forward to working hard and fixing it, and like I said, win football games.
How's he dealing with this?
He's been fantastic. He's been a true professional about it. Obviously, there's times where he wants the ball, and it's deservedly so. He's one of the best, if not the best, receivers in the game, and he acquired, or he gets a lot of attention from defenses. So sometimes it's just how it plays out, but I got to be better in that aspect too.
Can I ask you about that?
Yeah.
Is that okay? You said it's good. Are you affected in any way?
No, not at all. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think personnel-wise, they're different than when we played them week 4. Obviously, they've got Ramsey back. I'm not sure what they've said about Howard. I don't know if he's going this week or not. It sucks to see them lose their 2 DNs, Phillips and Chubb. It's a really good young pairing in the league right now. They were playing as good as anybody in the league, so I hate to see them out with injuries. But personnel-wise, they're going to be slightly different than, like I said, than what we've seen. And schematically, I think they're just slightly different too. So just trying to get a feel earlier what they're trying to do. If they're going to have to bring different pressures to try to affect the quarterback. They just played a game where they didn't play too well against a really good team. So they're hungry. There's no doubt about that. Big game at home for them. Their crowd's going to be rocking. So we're stepping into a very hostile and dangerous situation, with that, when it comes in terms of the AFC East on the line. So we got to give everything that we got. I mean, I think every game's different. Each game's got its specific flow, and again, just trying to win football games no matter what it takes. And I've played well against them in the past, but it doesn't mean I'm going to play well against them this week unless I prepare well and work hard in practice and get on the same page as the receivers, and the 5 guys up front do their job and the receivers catch the ball. So it takes everybody to do that. So we're looking forward to having a good week of practice and putting our best foot forward. Consistency. He's been out there, I think, every single snap, which is not easy to do, especially as a rookie. In college, you play 10 to 12 games and maybe a bowl game if you're lucky. And now to play, to have a full camp preseason where he's kind of battling for a job, and then going into our 17th game of the season, I think he's played every snap on offense, which is incredibly tough to do. He's a tough kid. He's smart. He does things the right way. He cares about his teammates, but he's been super consistent all year long.
Josh, can you go back to season on the line and talk about what underneath there? You guys essentially saved your season because you played over the last couple of weeks, and now you have a chance to play for the season. How would you done?
I mean, we've just kind of taken the mindset of it's that we've been in the playoffs. It's been survive and advance or win and go home, and it's no different this week. We don't want to rely on anybody else. We gotta, in our minds, it's a must-win game. We gotta go get this done, and there's a hungry team, a team that's really good, that's played very well throughout the season, standing in front of us. So we got to do whatever we can.
How exciting is it earning the opportunity to play the nationally televised game with this
Yeah, Joe always talks about the reward for doing is the opportunity to do more, and that's what we've got in front of us. We've talked about this, for the last 5-6 weeks now of how our season can go and what we want to do and what we want to accomplish, and everything what we want to accomplish is still in front of us. But again, it's going to take a group effort on all 3 phases to go get a victory on Sunday in a hostile environment.
How do you feel knowing that it'll be the last game, so you'll know exactly what the math is to begin before kickoff? How does that? How might that alter things, or did it anyway?
It really doesn't for us. We're focused on going there and playing our best game, and again, not relying on anybody else, just ourselves. I personally won't, and again, we'll know before that, but again, it doesn't change our mindset. Every time we step on the field, we're trying to win a football game. Yeah, again, I think having the guys that we have in this locker room, the knowledge, the trust, and the love that we have for each other is second to none. And we're going to rely on each other this Sunday, and we're going to need everybody in this locker room, in this facility. Whether it's training staff, equipment staff, strength staff, we're going to need everybody to go get this done.
Josh, do you feel like, given the number of different ways you guys have won games, are you heading into a stretch of the season, and the season off the playoffs, less predictable than maybe we were a year ago?
Potentially. Again, I think James has been running it very well. Our O-line's been blocking their tails off in the run game. They've been doing a great job in the pass game as well. Guys are finding ways to get open. You talk about Khalil and Dalton and Gabe and Steph, and having Jimbo out of the backfield, and Dawson coming back the last few weeks. He's been really good in the pass game. So again, I think we've got a variety of ways to move the ball, but we got to execute, and it comes down to me putting the ball where it needs to be.
Josh, I recognize they're on the other side of the ball, but what can you say about the leadership that Bergman like that have provided this whole organization, not just the defense?
Yeah, they've been the constant here for the last 6 years. They work extremely hard. They care so much about not just this game, but this team, this community here in Buffalo. It's awesome to be a part of a team that they're on, because it really motivates you. Obviously, them having vet leadership, being in the league for quite some time now, but also the openness and how honest they are, in regards to their careers and what they want to accomplish. It's the best I've ever been around, and I'm just thankful I can be a part of a team that has them on it.
Things took off so much for you, the offense and Joe, when you took over that job. For the last couple of games, the passing game hasn't been effective. What are those conversations been like with Joe? What have you seen from Joe?
Yeah, I got to be better. There's no doubt about that. I gotta throw it better. I gotta find the open guys sooner and give them chances to run after the catch. So it's really what it comes down to, is just Joe having confidence in calling a play, and us having confidence going out there and executing it.
You guys have had a lot of fan support in Miami the last couple trips you guys have been out there. What does it mean to have that, those fans shout again?
Yeah, I hope we can make it a big Bills Mafia group down there. I know we travel well, and we've done that the last few times we've played in Miami, and it's no different this time. Hopefully we can get some fans down there and cheering loud for us, and trying to cause some problems for them too.
Nice will be last
Yeah, night game. I'm not sure the weather report. I saw maybe some rain, so we'll adjust accordingly. Thank you guys.
Scatter. Good afternoon.
the last 50 games since
Well, I think the word resiliency is kind of thrown around sometimes, and it can go over your head because you hear it so much. It's part of coach speak or whatever you want to proclaim it to. But the thing that I think is kind of the root of that resiliency is just taking it one day at a time, focusing on each moment that's required out of that day. And then, like I've said 1,000 times, those moments compound, and then you have an opportunity to celebrate those moments on Sunday. So just a team that's really not worried about the what ifs, if we lose this game or whatnot. So just kind of going out and just competing the best of our ability and letting the chips fall where they may, knowing that we've done all we could do.
Is that an indication of just, well, and I guess Peter is sometimes a motivator, but in a good way. And when you've got this far, made it this far, I mean, the fear of disappointment of not going that, to knowing that being out of the playoffs after doing what you've done would be something, an opportunity lost, a major opportunity.
I mean, this league is just full of opportunities lost, yeah. So that'd be kind of one of those things that, like I just talked about, you do such a good job of taking it one moment at a time, and then you let one game, granted it being a big one, these last 4 have been big games. And we understand, like Josh had alluded to, that this game, this atmosphere is going to be electric. The Dolphins have played amazing football this year, and they've deserved the right to host this game and to have this opportunity to clinch the East. And we're just thankful to also still be in the hunt, knowing that we've let some opportunities dwindle in the past, but we're not worrying about that. We're just kind of worrying about what this moment entails. Yeah, I missed 2 years here with them, but the 5 years I've been with them here, they've just not only been the utmost consistency, the epitome of consistency in regards to their approach as football players, but how they lead their group, how they lead by example, how they bring everyone up around them. They got the fiddle and everyone's kind of following, right? Not the fiddle, but whatever you want to call it, the flute or whatever. You guys get the point. But they do that by just being genuine guys, hard workers, and dudes that you want to gravitate to because they're awesome to be around because they're in it for the right reasons and they do it the right way, and good football seems to follow them.
How much different is the Dolphins this time?
Well, you feel for guys who get injured. That's guys who cheer for that, or it's just they haven't played the game and they don't know what this does to a person or a team. And I think they're still very, very sound football team. I think their interior guys really are playing at a high level, and they cause a lot of destruction in there. So for us, it'll be, especially the interior of the offensive line, it'll be matching that intensity as both those guys play with competitive juice, and they play very well. They're just good football players.
Would you prefer not knowing what the math is going into that because the math is going to be there?
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I'd say so. It's going to be impossible to elude, right? But I don't think it's going to affect our approach to trying to win this game and be as competitive as possible. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
I mean, the speed is obviously different. Thankfully, I've been going against him pretty much my whole career. So, yeah, it's just a challenge, just making sure we all know where he's at.
One of the things that seems a big issue with Kyrie is the yards after the catch.
Mhm.
How important is it? How much do you guys harp throughout the week that you got to get rid of the guy?
Just getting guys to the ball. Population to the ball, especially with a guy like that who can take it the distance anytime he touches the ball. Is just making sure we have a great awareness on him, from the safeties to the linebackers and the DBs. I mean, just the fact that he could take the ball away at any given moment, you know what I'm saying? That's huge for our defense, and we've seen that this past Sunday. So just want to keep doing it, and hopefully it's contagious for the rest of the team.
How much more special is this opportunity that you guys have in front of you to win the division in Miami, considering you guys were 6-6 in the bye, and you guys still have to take care of your own business, so you guys also needed some help along the way to be in this position. How much more special does that make that opportunity?
I mean, it's extremely special, you know what I'm saying? It just shows how resilient we are, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like we do a good job of taking each game just 1 week at a time. That's huge for us, and we don't look too far, and now we're in this position because of that mentality. So now it's this game that matters, and just looking to get a win.
You mentioned
called it a stick to itness earlier today when we talked. When you said that that's been surfacing during this run. Is that something that you noticed, and how hard was it to maybe stick to it when times were a little bit tough earlier this season?
That's always a challenge, but I feel like that's just the NFL, you know what I'm saying? So every year there's going to be different challenges, and this year we've had our challenges, but I feel like we've overcame them, and just want to continue to do that. And like you said, just stick with it as far as like being focused 1 week at a time. Huge. Whether it's tackling, making plays on the ball, he's doing a great job out there for a young corner, and you definitely could tell that he's learning from other guys, learning from the older guys, and he's just going to continue to make plays. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What's that chess boost? And knowing that he knows what you like to do.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's tough. And it's not just, like I said, it's not just the guy who's covering, it's also the help who has to be aware. You know what I'm saying? So just making sure even the guy who's maybe not in front of his face has an awareness of where he's at on the field.
They're one of the leaders in motion,
Mm-hmm.
and they have so much speed that they're
Yeah.
faster than everybody.
Yeah.
You know, just kind of, what is the challenge of dealing with that?
Just watching a little bit more tape than usual, just because of how they're moving guys around. It's a little bit different than other offenses. And I'd say just being on the same page with whether it's the backers or the safeties and us watching tape together.
Do you feel like you know, they're averaging yards per carry is the most in the league?
Mm-hmm.
Their motion isolates guys a little more.
Yeah.
The one-on-one tackle is
Mm-hmm.
more one-on-one.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough. You know what I'm saying? They have a lot of guys who are good with the run after the catch or just good in space. So just making sure that we're playing with great team speed and guys are flying to the ball.
And then you even ask, but Tua is the quickest release in the
Mm-hmm.
shortest time to throw.
Yeah.
Just kind of what how do you approach that as a
Just knowing where, trying to figure out where he likes to go with the ball. And I'd say the D-line, like just having their hands up if they don't have enough time to rush, you know what I'm saying, to affect the quarterback.
after the Philly game, you know, it was a down game for the defense.
Mhm.
A lot of points now you put strung together for a pretty good defensive performance.
Yeah.
Does that help you at all going into this game against the number one offense on a roll, or what do you think?
I definitely think it helps us. I think we're playing at a high level right now, and just want to continue to keep doing that and build on it.
When you look at the game you guys played just on October 1st, they were
Mhm.
at that time unstoppable offense.
Mm-hmm.
What can you take from that game with you into this one that can be effective?
I mean, there's a lot that goes into that. Our offense had a big game. I feel like our D-line did a good job making it hard for the quarterback. I think the back seven did a good job making him blink, affecting the quarterback, and I feel like that's what's going to take to win this game.
Talk with that time like defensive fundamentals,
Mhm.
like blitzing, glamour
Yeah.
to that offense.
Mhm.
Talk about communication and fundamentals.
Mhm.
That kind of backbone, the way you approach this one.
For sure. You know, at the end of the day, I mean, we got to tackle in space. We got to make plays on the ball, and that comes down to fundamentals. So I feel like that's a huge emphasis this week. Yes, sir.